So, Jan, how significant is this referendum?
Well, I mean, it was hugely controversial and a big surprise, throwing the debt negotiations open to the people. You've got the Dutch and UK government not just addressing the Icelandic government, but having to address the people of Iceland. I mean, they are one of the oldest democracies in the world. I think, it is fair in a sense that, the people of Iceland will have to bear the big, huge burden, and they want to come back, express their anger with the previous government, express their frustrations and so on. They'll probably vote no. Negotiations will continue. But the choice ultimately is, I don't believe the Icelandic government or the Icelandic people will want to walk away from their debts. Again, it's the question of terms, how. Right. Let us recover first, and then consider how we're going to repay. They
want to repay this down the road. But if they do vote no, which is expected in the referendum, then that puts Iceland in a stronger position at the negotiating table with Britain and the Netherlands.
Yeah, I mean, the UK and Dutch governments are faced not just with an Icelandic government, but with the Icelandic people. And the Icelandic government can always, stand behind its people, as it has to. It's a democracy, And so, yes, it does put pressure back onto the UK and Dutch governments to ease the terms of repayment.
But this is a very touchy and difficult subject, because if a government makes an agreement on behalf of its people, signs up to that agreement, and then decides, like you say, well, actually, we're going to throw it out to the people because they're not so happy about this decision we've made, it undermines the credibility of the whole government, and then no one wants to do business with that country.
Well, it begs who is sovereign? Ultimately, the people. In a democracy, the people are sovereign. And that is why the Icelandic president threw it back to the people. I mean, this was an issue of such great national importance, equivalent to going to war, that it felt that the people needed to express their voice, and that is the most democratic thing a democracy can do.
So what happens next once we get this no vote? How does it endanger the IMF's bailout?
Well, that's an interesting one. It's a bit unclear. I mean, I don't think a no vote will immediately trigger any kind of abortion of the IMF support. It's the essential liquidity it's getting still from the IMF and also from its Nordic neighbours. It's still very much needed to keep the country liquid and to make essential payments on imports. Although, having said that, the economy is beginning to turn around. They're getting a current account surplus now, so they're getting additional foreign exchange coming in on the trade side. That is very helpful, but it's a long external adjustment process, a bit like in the Eastern European countries.
Yeah.
They still need the IMF money for refinancing.
Jan Randolph from Global Insight there for us. Thanks so much.